So some of you might remember, if you've been following my videos, I was telling you a bit about my friend Gregg and his struggles with this cancerous tumor that came about as a result of him having a melanoma on his face. And all the treatments he's got, and there's nothing more they can do for him in Portugal. There's just one more treatment he can try, but it's quite expensive. And thank you to the many people who donated to his GoFundMe. So I'm going to now let Gregg tell you a little bit more about his story, what he's gone through. And please, if you get funny bumps on your skin, please get them seen to. You don't want to go through what my poor friend Gregg has gone through. So if you can, share this video and spread it as far and wide as possible, because Gregg really needs the funds to get treatment, which is his last chance treatment. That would be greatly appreciated. And as I said, huge thanks to those who have given donations. But please share this. Let his video go viral so that he can get as much help as possible, because each session of treatment, I think, costs 40-something thousand euros. It's really expensive. Okay, so over to Gregg. So this is my friend Gregg that I've spoken about in an earlier video. So Gregg has a cancerous tumor. Is it behind the eye or next to the eye, Gregg?
Next to my eye, yeah.
How many surgeries have you had for that now?
I've had 3 surgeries over a period of 6 months. They unfortunately did not get all of the cancer. It was the tumor is like an octopus almost. It's got tentacles, so they missed some. So they then put me onto immunotherapy. I was on immunotherapy for 3 months, and that it didn't really work for me. After that, they put me onto radiation, and the radiation I did for 8.5 weeks. I did it every day, Monday to Friday, because when they cut out the tumor on my right forehead, the tumor came to the top of my eye. I'm going to take this off and show you what the tumor looks like a bit later. And it came above my eye. So when they radiated around above my eyebrow, they unfortunately the radiation destroyed. It blew a hole through my iris, and that caused my right eye to become blind. The tumor, almost 10 days later, suddenly appeared by my right ear as a bump. And I went back to go and see the radiologist, and they couldn't radiate me anymore because the amount of radiation I already had. So they recommended that I went on to chemotherapy. I started chemotherapy in December, and I did it for 4 months. The chemotherapy was quite intense. I would spend 8 days in hospital. 5 days of those would be on 24-hour chemotherapy. Then I had 2 days rest, which they used to fill me up with fluids. And then on the 8th day, I had another 2 hours of chemotherapy. This caused, over the 4-month period, I lost 90% of my hearing in my right ear. The tumor did come down a bit, but it didn't subside completely. So we tried another round of immunotherapy, and unfortunately that didn't work either. So there's no more treatment available for me in this country to do any further. And the only other treatment centers are in Spain and in Holland. Sorry, my speech is sometimes a bit slurred, because when they did the operations, they damaged the muscles and the nerves controlling this side of the face. So my face is kind of sagging, which is frustrating for me, because I can't articulate as much as I used to. The treatment that I would receive in either Spain or Holland would that they basically take the sample out of the tumor and re-engineer the immune cells within the tumor, and then boost it and then put it back in again. Because the tumor has a nasty form. What it does, it protects itself. So it basically makes itself immune to the T cells by re-engineering the immune cells within the tumor itself. It allows the T cells to do their work properly. What I would like to do is just to say, I'm going to show you my eye now, what it looks like, and apologies if it's not really nice to look at. So most of the time I wear an eye patch, sunglasses, and a hat, because my appearance doesn't look so great. I just want to take this off and show you what it looks like now. I'm completely blind in my right eye. I have to put cream every day, so that it moistures my eye, because my eyelid doesn't close anymore either, and the tumor has grown from a centimeter or two, and it's now this size here. It continues to grow. There's still residue of tumor up here. As you can see over here, the radiation, I don't have any hair there anymore, and I'll never have hair there again. So it's becoming quite painful, because the tumor needs space to grow, and the problem is it really doesn't have any space to grow, so it pushes, and when it pushes, it becomes very, very painful. Not only on my face, but towards my ears as well. It becomes exceptionally painful. I do have medication that I am on for pain. It does help. My doctor wants me to start palliative care, but I'm not ready for that right now. I want to fight this disease as much as I can before I have to kind of give up, and going into palliative care, I feel, is a way of me surrendering to it, and I'm just not ready to do that right now.
So Gregg, what is this? Is there like a name for the tumor, or this?
It's a melanoma. It starts off as a melanoma tumor, and it's just grown. It's very aggressive.
So is that like skin cancer?
It's like a skin cancer, so I've always had problems with skin cancer, but I've been very religious as far as going for checkups and things. I went every 6 months when I was in South Africa, and when we arrived here, I went to go and have a checkup, and the problem is that this particular cancer was formed quite deep within the skin, and so by the time it surfaced, it was really on its go. It was really making its way within me, and the oncology department at Queenborough have been really great, and they have been very kind and very, very nice and patient and helpful, and I couldn't ask for better care anywhere, and I really want to thank them for that. I also would like to thank all those of you who have donated so far, who have sent messages of support and for the love that you've shown me. It really means so much to me that I'm able to receive this from you guys. And I know that money is short and tight at the moment, and but if you can't donate to my cause, I really would appreciate if you could put this post up onto your Facebooks or LinkedIn accounts and your WhatsApp groups. And then also, what we're going to do is that any money that we don't use or utilize from this, and I know we still got a way to go before I can actually achieve what I need to do, we're going to put it into a trust. So if anything should happen to me before the time, or the treatment doesn't work, any money left over will be put into a trust, and that trust will be people will be able to access that trust to help them with funding in the future. Because asking for money from people and strangers and people I've never met in my life before is probably one of the hardest things in the world to do.
How much is it going to cost? What do you need for this treatment?
Well, the treatment is about 47,000 euros per cycle, and I need at least 2 cycles for that to happen. We are in the process of selling off some of our property should say, part of our property, to assist with this funding as well.
And Gregg, so you got some sad news about Madrid. What was that?
Well, we applied. There's 3 centres. It's Madrid, Barcelona, Seville, and Amsterdam. And we had news back yesterday that Madrid can't take me. They unfortunately, it's not because they don't want to take me. It's just that they don't have the space for me right now. So now we're waiting on Seville and Barcelona and Amsterdam to respond. And we're hoping that we'll be able to get something like that, because it's not just the treatment, it's also I have to go there and stay there, not for the whole period, but I have to travel every 2 weeks or so, or 3 weeks, to go and get treatment. So it's also the cost of the airfare, and I have to stay overnight in accommodation, so that the following morning after the treatment I go back to the hospital, and then they will just check to make sure everything's okay and I haven't had a bad reaction, and then I can come home. So there's also those costs involved as well.
So Gregg has a GoFundMe page, which I'll put the link in the description below, and anything sort of like, $1, 10 rand, €1, anything will all help going to the costs of this treatment, because Gregg is determined not to give up. And nothing more can be done for him here in Portugal, but he still wants to keep fighting. So if we can help Gregg keep fighting, that will be awesome. And if you can't, we know times are tough. If you can't give any kind of donation to his GoFundMe, if you can just hold him up in prayer, that'll help. Prayers help as well.
Thank you.